back to Studio F4 on Fast Times Willy B. We'll be reviewing Transformers 1. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Russell?
Welcome back to Fast Times Willy B. I'm Willy B. I got Drew back. Drew, how we doing?
Doing great. Appreciate the invite again.
Of course.
Feels good to be back.
Getting on a little bit of a hot streak here. So Drew notorious for coming on for stinkers for a little bit there. But, the Spider-Man re-release really turned the tides for us.
No doubt about that.
So we're staying hot, man.
We're staying hot. We're batting 1,000 the last 5.
Yeah, so Transformers 1, directed by Josh Cooley.
Yep.
We were mixing names up there a little bit earlier. But we got Josh Cooley in the director's chair, and we've got quite the cast. I mean, you got Chris Hemsworth taking on the voice, Optimus Prime. You've got Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron, or D16, and, they all have different names till the end of the movie. Scarlett Johansson as Alita. Bumblebee or Badassatron as Keegan-Michael Key. Lawrence Fishburne as Alpha Trion. John Hamm as Sentinel Prime. Loaded.
Oh, absolutely.
And for good reason. So we'll start with the good and voice acting. I mean,
voice acting, yes.
When you're talking about an animated movie, it's always easy. Was the voice acting good or bad? And right here, I don't think it was a disappointment at all. I think Chris Hemsworth is an awesome Optimus Prime. You could hear the accent a little bit, but I kind of liked it. Like it was a different take on Prime.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because I'm so used to Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, but no, Chris Hemsworth, loved the guy. I thought he did a great job.
Yep, I thought Keegan-Michael Key was the perfect Bumblebee.
Oh my God, yes.
Or Badassatron.
Yes, I loved him as Bumblebee. Bumblebee is my favorite Transformer, and he was my favorite of this movie too. Yeah,
Brian Tyree Henry was great. ScarJo was great. John Hamm playing our, who you think is registered leader, the savior, but our corrupt leader. I thought he did a great job too. Lawrence Fishburne, I thought was awesome in his little, not cameo because he's going to be in it, but
as a Prime,
in his small piece that he's in. Really a big piece, but small screen time, I should say. Yeah. But all of them did a great job. We got a little sneak peek because we went to the early screening fan event. And, got some posters, some keychains, got all the fixins. But the sneak peek, we got to see some, behind the scenes of the voice acting, which was really cool, too. But you could just tell, they all had fun with this.
Oh, yeah. You can always tell, when a movie's good, the actors are having a great time, too. And that chemistry, it was just awesome.
And Chris Hemsworth talked about how much it means to be Optimus Prime. That's a voice you don't take lightly.
No, that is one of the most iconic characters of all time.
God forbid it ever happens. Obviously, rest in peace, James Earl Jones. But say you got cast to be Darth Vader, that's something that you're taking pride in. You know what I mean? It's one of those voices. The Joker's another one, and you could tell Chris Hemsworth had a lot of pride in getting to take the reins in what is this new saga for the Transformers. So live action movies aren't done, which after Rise of the Beasts, I'm okay with that. I want to see where they go next. I'm interested. I'm back in. But man, am I in for the animated films.
Yeah. I was kind of nervous. I was talking to you before. I'm I don't know. This might just be made for kids, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
I'm 25. I understand. I'm at unk status now, but I'm I've always loved Transformers. I remember Saturday mornings watching the Transformers shows, you know what I mean? And the Transformer movies always came out on my birthday. So they hold a special spot in my heart.
Yeah, in which we found out in trivia that yesterday, so today is September 18th, yesterday was the day that the cartoons turned 40 years old.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. But, we got to go to that early screening event. It'd been really cool if they did the early screening event to kind of match up the 40th anniversary.
That would have been really cool.
Still cool nonetheless that they even did anything like this. But yeah, they've already mentioned that depending on success, which the forecasts show this, they should have a good opening weekend. The scores are great. You and I loved it. People applauded after the movie.
Yeah.
A sequel will be in the works.
Oh, absolutely.
If successful, and it's looking that way. And I'm in. This was, we both talked about it. we both really wanted a Cybertron story.
Yes. Like, you look at the Bayverse, like, the opening credit scenes are always, like, one of the best, or the best part of the movie.
Bumblebee, too. Like,
yeah, I mean, Bumblebee, too.
The Cybertron scene you get there, it makes you itch for a whole Cybertron movie. Get the humans out of there. And we get it here. And it did not disappoint.
I think they, like, captured Cybertron perfectly. Like, it was so well done. Like, the effects were awesome.
Yeah, the animation style. At first, I didn't know how I felt about it. It was very like, it almost felt like Nickelodeon to me. But the more I watched the movie, the more I appreciated the animation style. Less for the characters and more for the cinematography.
Okay.
I mean, that shot we get when they're on the train and they surface for the first time, and you see all four of them with it. Oh, one of the most beautiful animated shots I've ever seen.
I felt like one of them when they're like, wow.
Yeah.
Or whoa.
Yeah. I mean, and seeing an XD obviously helped our experience
right,
there. But,
right.
I mean, just the animation style of Cybertron itself was so well done that it made it worthwhile. I might nitpick a little bit on the animation when we get into the meh for one thing. But for the most part, like I like the way the characters looked when they're in their basic form. Very similar to the cartoons.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, Cybertron itself looked fantastic. The surface was great. The sub-level 50 was, just all the little intricate details were super well done. It just it was easy on the eyes, and it just like TMNT, Spider-Verse, Super Mario Brothers, we're getting all these animated films that even if you think the story lacks a little bit, it's such a visual spectacle that you're in. It's
a good time.
Yeah.
Like, those movies are a good time, like an easy watch.
You're watching art.
Yeah.
Like,
no doubt.
At the end of the day, animation is an art style. And all of these movies lately that we've been getting that have been hits have just been beautiful. And Transformer 1's no different.
No different. One of the best.
For sure. But, fortunately, we were treated to a good story as well.
Yes.
So we get almost like an origin story to Optimus Prime and Megatron back when they're buddies.
Best buds.
Yes, which was so cool to see.
Yeah.
Just them, they always have each other's back. And the review I've seen a lot on this is that it's Revenge of the Sith. It's Optimus Prime's Obi-Wan, and Megatron is turning to the dark side. He's Anakin. And it is. It's at the end of the day, it's that good versus evil, and evil takes over Megatron by the end of the movie. But like, just seeing how they got there and this whole adventure they go on before they get there, the twist of that they're being, betrayed by Sentinel Prime, or were betrayed by him. The scene that we get with Alpha Trion, Lawrence Fishburne's character, where he's showing the war and all of that, it looked amazing with how he was able to move the elements, the particles, and all of that.
It even looks like the Bayverse, like the flashbacks too, like the kind of like Sandy effect of the flashbacks. I thought that was really cool, and like some of like the sounds just made me feel like I was watching a Transformers movie.
Yeah, which you were.
I was.
But like, just the whole story was easy to follow along with, which is good, because at the end of the day, I guess you could technically say it's a kid's movie. They do say Bad Astratron quite a bit, but we'll ignore that. But it's easy to follow. It's fun. It has moments of like, holy shit. It has moments of kind of tear-jerking, obviously, there when Optimus does the little step in front.
Yeah.
You get everything you need in a good story.
Yeah, no doubt. One thing I just thought, like, I've seen all the Transformers, so, like, I knew, but, like, they did, like, a cool twist on some of, like, the characters.
Yeah.
I thought they did a real good job about that.
I love the abundance of characters we get. So, obviously, we get our main core. Steve Buscemi, we didn't shout him out.
Yeah, Starscream.
Yeah, we get Shockwave, we get Soundwave.
Even, like, seeing, like, those guys work with Orion. Like, I thought that was, like, so cool.
Yeah.
Then you see, like, the Bayfers, and they want to kill each other.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool, because we see their origin, too. At first, they're like, all right, let's take over Sentinel Prime, and then we see the birth of the Decepticons, which was really cool to see as well.
Dude. The rise and the fall of Orion becoming Optimus and D16 becoming Megatron was just cinema.
Yeah. I mean, the third act alone makes this movie worth going to.
Oh, that was the best part.
I mean, I think the first 2 acts are still worthwhile. Like, you get the background, you get to learn how this relationship started and where it went. But that third act is just action.
It's almost a 10 out of 10 third act to me.
Yeah, the third act is amazing.
Like, I was just glued to the screen the whole time. Yeah. Like, I didn't want to text nobody.
No. It was... Like you said, it was cinema.
It was cinema.
It's crazy to say that because I going into it, like we talked about it. We both felt like, is this going to be too kiddie? Mm-hmm. I don't think it was. I think this was a good movie, whether you're 8 or whether you're 28. Like, I'm sitting here at 25, and I'm like, man, I got the posters.
Yeah. There's a few older...
Yeah,
older dudes wearing jerseys, which I was...
And they were like, you guys got posters? Yeah, like, you could tell...
They were jealous.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. Like, this is an IP that has that following, and it got that clap because this was it. Like, they did it. They did made a Transformers movie that felt like the cartoons, and, I mean, everyone in that theater, I can safely say, left satisfied.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody left tonight. Based on what I saw looking around, it was a dark theater, but I didn't hear anybody saying, well, like...
No, everybody was...
talking...
ecstatic.
Yes.
Like, some dude
talking about
was
the second one.
Yeah, he's like, I'm ready for the second one already.
Somebody was like, and then this will lead into the third one, and I'm like, this dude's got the whole 9-movie... saga planned out here, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes style.
He's, what's the guy who directs Avatar?
Oh, James Cameron.
Yeah. How he has like a 9-movie plan already.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, I left very satisfied too. I thought it was a great movie. There's not much to complain about. I mean, it looked great. It sounded great. The score, I like the score a lot, especially in the third act.
Yes.
The score gets very intense, but it's very Transformers.
Yes. Perfect word to describe it.
This whole movie, it's Transformers.
Yeah.
It's not just called Transformers, it is Transformers. And I'm really happy with the product we got.
I am too.
Shout out Josh Cooley.
Shout out Josh.
Everybody else on the team. I mean, shout out the animation team. I always like doing that for animated movies because if you read the credits, it's a party, man. It's a party.
It's a party.
Put animation together. Like, it's not 1 or 2 dudes. It's
a whole crew.
It's a team.
And they're pulling 23 shifts.
Yeah. So, just kudos to everybody on this project. It worked out, and I'm really happy with how well animation is doing.
It's awesome to see.
Last
seriously.
few years, as far as like these big brands are going. I mean, again, I already mentioned them, but TMNT got a great animated movie. Mario got a great animated movie. We've needed a good Mario movie.
No doubt.
The live-action dumpster fire in the 90s. Spider-Man, I mean, he killed it live-action for how many movies? And they're like, oh, let's just make an animated one. And they're 2 nearly perfect films. And now we get another one here, Transformers jumping on the train, and no pun intended.
No.
But, yeah, man, I was really happy with what I watched.
No doubt. Same
Is there anything else that really stuck out with you in the good?
I think the comedy was pretty good. Like, this movie had me rolling. Like,
it was, especially Keegan-Michael.
Bumblebee. Yeah. Yes. He was hysterical in this, in the one part where, like, they capture D16 and B.
Yeah.
And... Or wait. Who got captured? Was it all of them?
Just those 2. Like, them and a bunch of the higher...
When they were like... You taped his mouth? And you're like, yes, he would not stop talking.
Yeah.
And... Scarlett's Johansson was like, even when he was asleep, he was like, yes, even more.
Oh, that was when they were captured by
Starscream. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, he was hilarious the whole movie. The scene where he discovers the knife hands is hilarious.
Yes.
Where he goes, badassatron. Like, 3 times in a row was...
Try to rizz up.
Yeah. So funny.
No, it really was.
And then, we get a little not post-credit, mid-credit scene with him where he goes down to the sub-level 50 to show his friends his knife hands.
Hey, look, I have knife hands.
And Wolverine's them.
Yes, Wolverine.
No! we get the Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, yeah.
No, Bumblebee was hilarious. The comedy was really good. There wasn't really any jokes that fell flat either. Like,
no.
Most of them had me laughing or
Like, the
looking
whole
over to see
theater-
if you were laughing if it was just me. Like,
Yeah, the whole theater was laughing at the same
Yeah.
time, it seemed like.
yeah. Yeah, good comedy for sure.
Yeah.
Good action.
Oh, dude, the action was pretty damn good for
Yeah.
an animated movie.
Yeah.
Even a kid's movie, like, we were talking about, like, Sentinel was, like, murking dudes.
Yeah, and I mean, and then Sentinel's demise also just
Yeah.
ripped in half. You get some decapitations. It's like, obviously, like we were talking about, there's no blood and gore because it's Transformers, but like, those are some pretty heavy kills for at the end of the day a family movie.
No doubt.
But I mean, I'll take it as a 25-year-old going in there,
Yeah.
looking for a good time as well.
Right.
So, anything else for the good?
I'm good with that, buddy.
So we'll hop over to the meh. The only meh I have is I didn't like the look of Optimus Prime transformed.
Transformed.
I didn't like the semi we get in this animation style. That's my nitpick with the animation style. I didn't really like much of his Megatron or... Megatron's was cool, but his or Bumblebee's. I didn't like their look transformed.
Do you know...
Everybody else was cool. I liked, the planes. I liked Alita a lot, transformed. But I didn't like the semi, and I didn't like Bumblebee's car.
Do you know what Megatron used to transform into? Like, the 80s cartoon?
What's that?
Just a little gun. Like, me...
Oh, yeah.
My dad would show me a Jack, and we would just laugh so hard. For, like, Megatron, like, the biggest Decepticon, just turns into a little gun.
Yeah.
So it was cool seeing him turn into the tank.
Yeah, they definitely enhanced him in this one. But, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it much either, the semi that we get from Prime.
Okay.
That's really it in the meh for me, man. Like...
Yeah. For me, Megatron just turned a little too, like, it seemed rushed. Like, out of nowhere, like, he got the power to transform. He's like, oh, I want to kill people now. Like, flip the switch.
That's fair.
Was a little too quick.
That's fair. I could see that take.
I think if, like, Optimus gets the Matrix, then he's, like, pissed, like, you chose him over me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that would have been well done, but, like, I get it. Like, them becoming who they are known for at the same time was cool.
Yeah. I like when the eyes turn red and when he moves, you see the...
Yeah.
I like
the glow.
Yeah. There's not much to complain. I don't have anything in the bad.
No, I don't either.
That's really it for me in the meh. I thoroughly enjoyed this film.
Yeah, dude. Like,
did you have anything else in the meh?
No, that was the only thing I had. And, like, it's not even that bad.
No, that's my thing, too. Like, oh, you don't love the semi-truck.
Yeah.
Well, how about when he's kicking ass? It's still awesome. Like,
yeah.
So we'll hop over to our final thoughts and rating. What do you want to leave off with Transformers 1? What do you give it out of 10? I've been waiting to hear this score. I want to know what this score is.
This movie is pretty darn good. Like, when I have kids, I'm excited for, like, them to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're a big Transformers fan.
Yep. Theorizing like they will be.
Hopefully that we're hoping there. Man. I still gotta go. The first one is better.
Like the original band?
The original.
Okay.
Dark of the Moon. That movie will always hold a special place in my heart. Because I remember seeing it at midnight when I was like 10 years old and like, dude, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I might go Rise of the Beast. Rise of the Beast and Transformers 1, I think, are tied for me.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember what I gave Rise of the Beast. I think I gave it like an 8.6.
Okay.
So I'm going to give this like a 8.5, 8.6.
8.5, 8.6.
Really well done. One of my favorite animated movies.
Yeah. I would agree with that. This is the best Transformers movie ever made, in my opinion.
Hot take, but...
I love Bumblebee, and I really enjoyed Rise of the Beasts. Dark of the Moon is pretty good.
Badass.
The rest...
We don't talk about the Marky Mark.
We won't talk about those ones. The other ones are serviceable. I don't love the original,
Tough.
like a lot of people do. 9 out of 10 for Transformers 1.
9 out of 10.
I'm going to go solid 9. I think it's on par, if not better than TMNT, Mutant Mayhem, and Super Mario Brothers, and I gave those both 9s. I think they're just in that category of like animated movies that, again, obviously show my children, and they better like them. It's not, I hope.
Yeah.
If my kids don't like movies, I'm in trouble, man.
I'm kicking them out.
but it's again, and then I think we mentioned Spider-Verse 2. I think those ones are a peg above all of these, but Transformers 1's right there in that mix, and I'm in, man, for a sequel. Give me more.
Oh, absolutely.
Give me more. I'm not always like that. I'm not always like, oh, we could really monopolize this, but you gave us the origin story. I want more Cybertron.
After seeing
Cybertron with the Decepticons. I mean, you egged us on. The Decepticons are a thing now. Mm-hmm. I want to see some more Autobot Decepticon action on Cybertron.
I want to see the fall of Cybertron. Then boom.
Yeah.
They go Earth.
Yeah.
Then I'd stop there.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Just be a prequel.
Yeah.
To the Bayverse.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a TV show reboot for a sequel instead of a second movie.
I'm so at unk status, boys. So at unk status.
But, man,
I'll
Transformers 1,
in.
definitely worth the watch.
Oh, absolutely. I don't care if you're 5, 10, 15, 25, 35. It's worth a watch.
Yeah.
I think it's made for everyone.
Yeah.
I really do.
That'll do it for Transformers 1. Drew, my man, thank you for
Willy,
coming on.
Brother.
Thank you for going to the early screening with me for this fantastic film. Thank you all for watching. If you like what you're watching, check out some of these other videos. Hit the subscribe button or follow the social links down below. Go check out Drew's channel. He'll be in the description down below as well. And again, thank you all for watching, and we will talk to you all soon. Peace.